On August
Watch
8,
this.
2022, Biden's FBI raided the home of former President Donald Trump. I want you to consider the weight of that for just a moment, and then I want you to picture this. The year's 2018, and then President Trump sends the FBI to raid the residence of former President Barack Obama. They rummage through his house, tear up Michelle's closet, even search Sasha and Malia's rooms. All at the behest of President Donald Trump. You know what would have happened, right? There would have been outrage. They would have called him a dictator. Worse, they would have called for his head. But those same people cheered Biden's raid on Mar-a-Lago. And the reality of the matter is that they called President Trump a dictator anyway. So I want to ask the question, what did Trump do to deserve this horrible moniker of dictator? Was it lowering taxes? Yes, even for the poor and middle class. Was it the endless regulations he cut? Was it small businesses who were freed up because of those endless regulations? Maybe it was ending and starting the process to end the forever wars in the Middle East. Or perhaps it was the thousands of troops he had brought home first. Hard to send billions of dollars overseas when you don't have wars going on. And speaking of sending our tax dollars overseas, could it have been him also lowering funding to unelected governing bodies who attempt to dictate policy to the United States, like NATO, the UN, and the WHO? Or was it the Opportunity Zone programs for impoverished neighborhoods? Surely dictators love helping the poor. Was it giving low-level nonviolent inmates a second chance? Or fixing mandatory minimums? Maybe it was when he launched a worldwide effort to stop persecution of gays. Or appointing multiple gay ambassadors, or the first openly gay cabinet member. Perhaps it was deporting MS-13, or protecting our borders. Or his endless crusade against human and child trafficking. Maybe it was because he appointed more women to his cabinet than any president before. In comparison to Biden's firing of all federal employees who didn't comply with his mandates, talking over and over about banning guns and calling his political opposition literal terrorists, but Trump's policies are blatantly those of a dictator. All those manufacturing facilities he brought back, giving the poor a chance to escape poverty again, very dictator-like. Or maybe it was evening out our suspiciously lopsided trade tariffs. Or getting our soldiers' remains back from North Korea. Was it stopping the threat of nuclear annihilation from North Korea? Or when he gave musicians the right to their songs back so they couldn't be screwed by the music industry anymore? Could it have been approving terminal patients the right to try experimental procedures? Was it the record highs in our stock market, getting Big Pharma to match low prices abroad, or reaching energy independence for the first time in 50 years? What was it? He brokered peace deals all over the Middle East, recorded some of the lowest unemployment numbers in the history of this country. He kept gas in the $2 range and had next to no inflation for his entire 4 years in office, donating his salary to different organizations every single quarter he was in. Once fighting opioid addiction, once fighting alcoholism, restoring national parks, and on and on. Every bit of this for free. And the whole time while being beaten down by the press, slandered in the media, and bogged down with phony impeachments, and now proven illegal investigations spawned by Hillary Clinton. He was in for 4 years, and he didn't do the horrible things they made you believe he was gonna do. And when you actually read the things he did do, every other policy freed up the American people. How could you call him a dictator? And all while currently sitting idly by while we watch the formation of a real dictator.